Hi everyone, this is Dr. Christina Rahm, and today I'm going to talk to you about Root U focused on Reno. So Reno is a skincare brand that I've worked on and formulated and also put a lot of energy into making it even better than the first round of the product. It's been an interesting journey because we launched Reno and it quickly grew throughout the world, and my focus is always better health for the inside and the outside of the body, but it's nice when something also makes you look better. I do want, or a lot of people look better and they feel better. We can't make the claims that we're changing things. We have to be really careful as a nutraceutical supplement and a skincare brand. I do want to start with the medical disclaimer. And just to let everyone know, we do not claim to prevent, diagnose, treat, or do anything for an illness. We're not allowed to. It's a nutraceutical brand. We tell everyone we're not your doctor. You need to consult with your clinical provider or your doctor to get the answers to what you need. We are here to guide you on the products, and we hope that our products help you as an individual. We say this all the time. Our goal is to help you achieve greatness without making claims to do anything, because we are not a pharmaceutical company, and we want to make sure that we're compliant with not just our FDA and FTC in the United States, but all over the world. So this Root University is about EllaPure. The purpose of the university is to focus on ingredients without making the claims, but we do go over the ingredients and how they're able to help people, and I think that's what's so important. So EllaPure has Reno, and the Root brands really sells that in the 80 countries, which is why I love the Root brands and how they're able to really franchise things throughout the world. It's a unique combination of phytoplankton. It's highly rich in density as far as when you look at the protein and the fiber and everything that is in this ingredient, because it's organisms from the sea. So when you look at the phytoplankton and where I sourced it and how it works in this particular product, it's amazing to see how it can really penetrate and work in the skin and help the skin be even more beautiful than it is. While we don't have clinical data around everything in this product, we do have it around some of the ingredients. I was really looking for something that was anti-aging. I've worked on a lot of skincare lines throughout my world, but I wanted something to lift and to firm and to help with wrinkles. The first version of Reno I still love, but I wanted to make it more moisturizing, and that's what we've been able to do with this product. I was looking at cellular health and growth, and of course I have patents that focus on regeneration and revision and basically reversal of aging. Most of that is not in this product though. I used part of the patent that applied to the lectin, part of the stuff that I'd written years ago, and then I added additional information to really help with this particular line of products. The ingredients are a long line of ingredients, and you can see them on the screen, but I really focused on natural things that could really focus on the body. There are some things that are in the ingredients that a lot of people question because I've seen negative and positive press around it. And I tell people this all the time, please don't go look at WebMD. You can Google and use that if you want, but it doesn't tell the full story. And as a scientist, I focused on a lot of natural ingredients that could really help with the different items that are needed for the skin, not just in protecting the skin, but also in, I say, refiguring. There's lots of brands that do things like protect against the UV. Anything you put on your skin to some nature, unless it has harmful ingredients inside, can be used to really penetrate and help in different areas of focus. I feel like Reno, with the phytoplankton and the heavy focus on the natural ingredients, is really influential at your wrinkles, your sagginess, the creping in the skin. Now, I want to say this because I say this all the time. If you're 75 years old or 80, you can't completely get rid of wrinkles in the skin. I don't care how much collagen and colostrum, and you guys know we have Give Me Back My Youth, or how much Relive Greens, or how much Reno you use, you're still older. Like, if you ask me, does it look like a 20-year-old? No. But do I think I have good skin, and do I focus on it? Yes. And do I try to apply good products to it? The answer is yes. And Reno is really in that tool bag to be given to people regardless of their age to help. But again, this does not perform miracles. And anything you see that does do that, that's a skincare that you think can fix everything and make you look 20 when you're 75 or 80 is a fallacy. That just simply doesn't happen. I always say this, and this sounds so harsh, and I don't mean it harsh, we all are on this earth to live, but at some point we're going to die too, and our skin is gradually aging. Our focus at the Root Brands is to give you the ingredients in products that really help the body be as great as they can be. And that's one of the things I feel like we've done a really good job in and of throughout the world. But that doesn't mean that you're going to look perfect or be perfect your whole life. You still have a body that's imperfect. And scientifically, there's no way to fix every single item, including the crepiness of your skin. But you can make it look better than it would without the product, and that's always been my goal. So with the label, and I want to go back to this, I'm doing this a little bit differently this time, but you have the lauric acid, the cocos nucerium, which is a coconut oil, palmitic acid, stearic acid, oleic acid. You have all this stuff which really is focused at really providing the skin with the nutrients it needs to really help with things. I use a lot of bark extract. I also use a lot of Nonnochlorpsis products, which really input the phytoplankton and the natural products into the skin. Hyaluronic acid is something I really like. You have to be careful how you make it and careful how you use it and careful how you're inputting it in the skin. And I think the delivery mechanism of this particular product is so different because of how it's made and because of how the delivery into the skin is trying to make it as bioavailable as it can. And I think that's one of the key factors of this particular product. The Reno label, we do have on the label plant-based. We also say 100% natural and no synthetics. So if you guys have questions on that, just know that absolutely is the case, and we have the ionic labels to prove it. We do go through testing and third-party testing for quality assurance to make sure that we're doing this the right way. We also go through each different product line we run. So for example, every time we run one batch of Reno, we do an expiration date and we look at how the product's doing and how it can impact the skin. The benefits of this product that I really tried to focus on is I wanted to help the skin with hydration. I wanted to increase skin elasticity. I wanted to stimulate cell growth. I wanted to reduce lines and wrinkles. I also wanted to enhance antioxidants, and I wanted to look at spot removal. And some of the key ingredients have that in the clinical data. Overall, we are now inputting this into case studies and into patient registries so that we can look at clinically how this is doing as a product so we can make further claims. But that was my goal in really creating this product, was to give the body what it needs. And if you really look at the phytoplankton that's being used, there's all kinds of vitamins, all kinds of minerals, all kinds of essential elements that need to go into the skin that are added to this particular product. So even though there's not a ton of different ingredients, and even though the different acids are related, just know that you don't need a million ingredients to make an amazing product. Because if you use ingredients the right way, and if you source them from the right sources, then you can really deliver an impact through a product that can make people feel and be even better in their minds. You have to understand greatness starts from within. So the other products we have, I think, are essential. But on the outside, I think this is a fantastic start to a system that can really empower and improve the skin. So let's talk about skincare products. There's a database called Skin Deep Assets and compares the safety of personal care products. And I think that's really important. It's the only online resource for wishing to compare safety ratings for personal care products. And we went into this, and it was considered a product that was an amazing product. I hope Tiger can talk a little bit about that and how we're looking at making sure this product becomes one of the best products in the world. Let's go through the benefits of this product. So the coconut oil, which is Cocos nefarious, is really great for antimicrobials, and that's important because I talk about also the microbiome on the inside of the body. But on the outside of the body, you need to make sure you have antimicrobial properties in the skincare ingredients, and I made sure that I did also that particular element and skin protection, antioxidant properties, wound healing, and moisturization, which is really important. A lot of you guys use coconut oil. You bathe in it or you use it on their skin. And I tell people this all the time. If you feel like the product is not moisturizing enough, you can add additional coconut oil. For my skin, this was a game changer. I love the new product line. I love the new formulation because it really adds more impact, and I don't need more moisturizer. However, in a spectrum of 1 to 100, every individual is different. So remember that. Some people may use this product and want to add olive oil or coconut oil, and that's understandable, and that's something that can help. I also used a medium chain fatty acid that's found in coconut oil. So if you look at lauric acid, that's what it is. It's found in a coconut oil. It can also be found in other natural sources, but you're taking that acid out. And again, it has anti-inflammatory effects in that particular ingredient. Acne treatments use this a lot, and that was one of the reasons I chose this particular ingredient to be used. I also understood the antioxidant treatments that it could provide for the skin and how it could help with wound healing. And all of those were extremely important to me. Of course, I cared about the moisturizing benefits of this particular ingredient and the antimicrobial properties, but the other things were extremely important to me as well. The myristic acid is another saturated fatty acid, commonly found again in coconut oil and other natural sources. And I used a variety, including nutmeg, because I really wanted to add this to the skin and help with the skin. I understood how this would help with penetration enhancement and how it would help with cleansing, as well as the anti-acne effect and the skin barrier support. And that was extremely important to me. People talk all the time about creating a barrier, and our skin defense is something that I created to really help with that, but Reno is just another layer. So let me talk to you guys about that. You need as many barriers and skin protection as you have, but you don't want to use things that will cause acne or cause the skin to break out. You want to focus on natural ingredients and fatty acids that will really help. And that's why I use so many natural things in this particular product, because I wanted nature going into the skin being bioavailable. There's such a problem with skincare lines and makeup in this time and age where they're not penetrating the skin and they're causing the skin to really break out. And that's why I chose the ingredients I chose. And that's why I actually also looked at taking the lectin out and anything that could harm the skin when I was working with the ingredients. And that's another reason I did the patent. I wanted to make sure inside and outside the body that I'm making something that's truly, genuinely helping the body in every way possible. Anything you put on your skin goes into the inside of your body. So it's really important to pay attention to those facts. The palmitic acid is another saturated fatty acid. It's found in a lot of plant and animal sources. I used a lot of plant sources for this particular ingredient. I wanted to add more skin smoothing. That was really my focus with this one, because I understand that the skin needs to be smooth as you age. I mean, even my skin, you can tell that it's older, but putting this on my skin really makes it rejuvenate and I feel better, and that's what's important. Again, we have to be careful about the claims. You want to show the before and after pictures, and we need more of those case studies, especially with this new one, because I really wanted to add an enhanced penetration to the skin so it would really work in a variable way, and that's what this particular ingredient did. But going together with the rest of the ingredients, it was able to provide a healthy baseline so the skin could really work more copacetically so it could be healthier. Stearic acid is another one. It's another saturated fatty acid, so you see a theme here. It's obtained from animals or vegetables, and this was obtained from vegetables, where I was really trying to provide, again, the cleansing properties, the antioxidants, the emulsifying agent, which is important to a product so that it works right and penetrates the skin in the right way. It also supports collagen production, which was important to me. Again, this goes back to giving back my youth and skin defense and the environment wear and the tea mist and how important it is to help really assist the body with collagen and colostrum. A lot of times you do a microderm or you do a laser treatment, and I've done those on my skin, but using a product every day that can help assist the body in doing that, I think, is important. When you talk about this product, don't claim to do anything. Show the before and after pictures. Discuss what the goal of the ingredients are. Then let everybody's body work its magic. And I say that constantly. If this product does not work effectively with your skin, then there's always other skincare products. I talk about this constantly. I would love to have a product that worked for every person in the world, especially as it pertains to skin. But skin's tricky, and everybody's skin needs something different. I do think for an overall moisturizer, and I look at this as something that I was aiming towards anti-aging, reversal of aging, without being able to make the claims. I wanted people to feel it and to experience it. And that's where I feel like the focus of this has been. So I hope that this increasingly is doing this for people all over the world. The oleic acid is an omega-9 fatty acid. It's found in various plant and animal sources. So I chose plants for this particular ingredient. And I was sourcing those plants from all over the world. It was really important to have the right source for this. So I looked at moisturization, I looked at anti-inflammatory effects, I looked at antioxidant effects and enhanced absorption, as well as skin barrier support. So you see a theme here. I'm really trying to support the skin, create a barrier, really make it work and penetrate so that it influences not just the skin, but the overall body. Your skin is your largest organ. So anything you put on your skin, it's extremely important that this really helps every area of your body, because it's not going to just go into the skin. It's going to be bioavailable for the rest of the body. Ceteareth 20 is a fatty alcohol commonly used in skincare. It's an emulsifier, so it's a stabilizer, and I had to choose a stabilizer, and I chose the most effective one possible that came from a fatty alcohol, because I really wanted it to be something that could be used, again, to be bioavailable and help penetrate, but also provide different things like texture and spreadability and hydration and penetration of all the active ingredients. I talk about this constantly. You've got to have a catalyst to really work with your natural ingredients, and that was my focus with using this particular ingredient in this brand. And then, of course, I used sodium hyaluronate, and that was really important. You know, the thing about this particular ingredient is it can cause a negative, and people don't realize that. It has a very big scope. It can treat eczema. It can help with dermatitis. It's been known to help with wound healing. It helps with moisturizing. It helps with redness and spots on the skin. But if you use the wrong kind or you make it the wrong way, it can actually reverse that, and it can be the opposite. So it was really essential that I worked with this particular ingredient in the right way and formulated it in the right process so it would be beneficial for people's skin overall. If not, it could cause the opposite of a positive effect. So when you read on a label that something has a hyaluronic acid, a lot of people are like, great, I want to use that, because we know that it can be good. But remember, it can also be bad. In our particular formulation and what I did, I think this is a key factor that's helping it really penetrate and work in the skin and help across the board. But I want to assure you that there are brands that compete with us that use this that have not done this successfully. And I think one of the keys of what we have is being able to formulate and use this into the rest of the ingredients in a successful way. Citric acid is usually from a lemon or a lime, and it helps with the vitamin C content. So being able to use lemon and limes and work on this particular ingredient was important to me. I wanted something that was brightening. I wanted something to exfoliate. I needed something for texture. I also wanted to look at acne, and then of course pH balance. And this particular ingredient can really help with that because of how it touches AHA and how it really impacts the overall body and the skin. So I was particularly excited about this. Many of you guys know I've worked on lots of vitamin C and citric acid formulations. And again, this can be a good and a negative for people depending on how you make it and depending on how you formalize it. And I feel like I did a really good, I don't want to pat myself on the back and say I did a good job, but I worked really hard to make sure that I sourced this and use this in the right way. Glycerin is derived from vegetable oils or animal fats. I used a vegetable oil to really help with hydration, and again, softening and smoothing was really important. I wanted the skin to feel smooth. I wanted to, again, enhance penetration and really focus on the skin accepting this, because your skin has to really accept the particular formula. And so that's why I really focused a huge effort on the glycerin impact. And again, this is another key factor. Glycerin can be negative, but if sourced the right way and from the right resources and made the right way in the formulation process, it can be an extreme positive. Deionized water is a purified water stripped of mineral ions like calcium, iron, copper, as well as ions such as chloride and sulfate. It's the purest form of water. So I just want to make sure everyone understands this was used. It helps eliminate and enhance, it helps eliminate toxins, and it enhances the ability for the skin to really work more effectively. So this was extremely important. I felt like in this particular formulation to add this to really help with the penetration, the texture, and also the pH of the skin and making sure that everything works effectively. Everybody knows that the bark extract is something that I really like. I use the bark from an aspen tree because I really wanted to use particular types of isotopes and molecules that are in that to really help with the skin. I was looking really at the antioxidant properties and the anti-inflammatory properties. I did understand that this helps with moisture retention, and what that means, it'll keep the moisture in for a longer period of time. I also understood the skin brightening and collagen support, and I was trying to add on to the product's natural ability to help in those areas. Because again, if you look at this, we're adding to this in numerous areas with the many ingredients that I used in the formulation. The sourcing was very important. The formulation process was very important. A lot of things that have a phytoplankton or have different bark like this in the ingredients, and even the collagen and the glycerin components that were being used are like $300, $400 a bottle. I know this is an expensive product to a lot of people, but the ability to make this in the right way to really help the most people around the world, we had to use the highest quality ingredients. And I made sure that I did. It did cost us a lot more to make, but it was important to make this in the right way. Tetreselmis chui, I never say it right, is a microalgae, and it's very important to the defense of the body as well as the skin repair. And then the environmental protection is embedded into this so that the skin is protected against the environment. Again, this was essential, I felt like, to the success of this product working throughout the world and to really help men, women, and children have the best skin possible. I did use Dunaliella salineus. It's a type of microalgae as well, and it's rich in nutritional content, and it has unique properties. It really has this hydration booster, so a lot of you guys are like, I need more hydration. So this being added was extremely important. It also offers UV protection, and even though we don't advertise as a UV protective product or brand for that particular product, which is called Reno, we are able to do that through that ingredient. We just cannot claim we're doing it because we didn't go through the OTC, and Germany and the United States requires that for certain claims. But this was extremely important. Using a lot of microalgae, you guys know, because of relive grains, is something I really do focus on. The next ingredient, Issochrysis galbana, is also a microalgae, and that aids in the skin defense. It also helps with renewal, brightening, and again, your environmental protection. Adding things to the skin that will protect against the environment and also aid the skin and how it's producing, how it's acting, how it's reacting is extremely important. Another microalgae is Nonnochlorpsis gaditana. I never can say it right. Forgive my pronunciation of all of these. Many of you guys know I have a speech impediment. I'm doing my best. But this is really important to skin repair. This particular ingredient, I really focused in not just on the moisture retention, but on the skin repair. I wanted something that could help repair and regenerate the skin. Again, I have to be careful with that claim. Even though I have patents around it, I have to make sure that we're not claiming we do that with this particular product because of all the different countries we're in. But that particular microalgae was one of my favorites. And the next one is even more of my favorite. So Phaeodactyl tricornutum is something that really can help with the retention, the moisture, the protection, the environmental factors of the skin. It also helps with skin firming, which for me is essential. So those of you that worry about your skin, if you want to firm your skin, you can see from all the different slides and all the different communication that we focused on that. I did because I'm aging, and when I'm the formulator, it was really important to me to focus on anything that could really help with the moisture, could help with the wrinkles. I wanted ingredients that could help with the elasticity and the brightening and the spots in the skin. So that was really a major focus for me. I will say that there are possible side effects to some of this. Anytime you use a citric acid, you can have irritation. Anytime you use Cocos nefarious, which is coconut oil, some people are allergic to coconut oil. It's rare, but it happens. It can irritate the skin. Hyaluronic acid in rare cases can cause an allergic reaction. It's very, very rare. If used in the wrong way, it can cause dryness, which is why I was talking about that earlier. Stearic acid can cause irritations and allergic reactions as well. I don't believe the one I used will do that, but I wanted to make sure that we pointed that out. It also can cause pores and skin to break out, which is why I added the other ingredients to ensure that that wouldn't happen. I was worried about that, so I added a lot of anti-acne ingredients because I wanted the emulsifying wax. It really helps with the skin and elasticity and keeping it on the skin and the penetration, but I didn't want any of the negative side effects. There's references that are available. I will say this, I will be open to questions. I can't do that today. I'm actually traveling to San Diego, but I wanted to make sure we didn't miss this Root U opportunity to relaunch Reno. It's one of my favorite products. I use it every day. I take it with me. I run out wherever I go because everyone always wants it. I wanted to make sure that this community knew how important it is that we are relaunching this and that we have it available. We ordered mass amounts because we keep selling out. So I don't want you to worry about that aspect because I wanted you all to be able to have this and not run out and for us to be able to grow this throughout the world. We do have a 3-step peptide system that will be out later this summer, but I'm happy to bring this to you today, and I look forward to the rest of the Root community really sharing this with others so that we can have better skincare and greater skincare. Clay always says greatness is our key, and I agree with that. It's not okay to be normal. We need to be great. Or you can be normally great, however you want to say it. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you watching this review. And for any questions on this topic, we can address it at next week's review. Thank you.